Hello there, it's Bruce D. Stewart here from authoritysitenomad.com, and in today's video the topic is shifting a website from one hosting company to another hosting company, and in particular the database, downloading the database and uploading it to the new hosting company. Okay then, so we're doing it from Bluehost to HostGator reseller account, and the particular domain name is postpartumdepressionfix.com, and the database number is WRD29, so we will remember that. In the Bluehost account here, this is in the cPanel, and I have a lot of domain names, add-on domain names. You have a primary domain name when you set up your hosting account, and then you can have add-on domain names on that. So in here we'll click on Domain Manager, and it shows us that we have an add-on domain called Postpartum Depression Fix. There's our add-on domain there. So we're going to shift the database. So we go back to our cPanel and we find our SQLR database icon. So we're going to look for that. We'll navigate through, and down here it says My SQL database. So we click on that and it brings our databases up here. So this is, just get rid of that, number 29. We want to delete this one, but first we have to export it to our file system in our hard drive. So we go back to our cPanel and we're looking for another section, and it's down, it's called PHP My Admin. So we go into that, PHP in the databases, PHP My Admin. So we open that up and it's redirecting, and we get to where the databases are stored, and we're looking for number 29, which is this one here, and we want to click on it and we want to export it. So before we do that, I'll show you where it's going. I'll bring over the system here. So I'm in websites folder, and I'm in websites folder. Under the folder I'm in Postpartum Depression Fix. So I'm in there. This is my old files as I want to keep anyway, and I've created another folder in here called HostGator with the date on it, and this is where I'm going to put all the particular information about the new hosting. So we open that file and we make two folders called Backup Database and another one Backup FTP, which is Backup Site FTP, which we'll look into that. So in this particular case we're interested in Backup Database, and there's nothing in there at present, but that's where we want it to go. So I'll put that away, and I have another file. I'll just bring that back. We have another notepad file called Domain Postpartum Depression Fix, and of course that's all our new details of our hosting and our cPanel and stuff like that, which is over here. Now we just look at this. This is how you set up. You can set up your notepad with all your information on it. So I have created a new account, which I'll show you. I just got to bring this over here. Now this is my HostGator reseller account. Right, so you want to list a new account. So what you would do is you've got to list an account first. So we create a new account. Here's all the accounts in here, and then what we got to do is create a new account. Mine's already created. I've already done that. So what we can do, and that's where this information here has come from. So what you would do is put your domain name, hang on, put your domain name in here, and you create a username and a password, and create the password with the generator, choose, in our particular case, choose reseller setup because it's a new account for the reseller section. Don't worry about anything in here, don't worry about anything here, the name server is already in here, and just click that one there for automatic detect config for your email routing settings. And then you'll end up with this one here, postpartum depression fix, right? So you'll get a piece email with all this information on and your password, and of course I've got the password blocked out like that. So you put it in a notepad, and then you set up your FTP setup. You can put that in there like that when you're first learning, so you can remember. It's a host name, logon type is normal, and then your username and password is these particular ones from your cPanel. This is your cPanel, so I put cPanel down here. You can as well, so it's all separate. So when you want to log in, you use that URL for logging in, and you put your name in and your password. And then when you create your new database in your new hosting account, you put the information here, the database name, the username, and the password. Right, so that's that section there. So what's next? We're back to our Bluehost section where we've got to export our database, the one numbered word 29. So we push on here, click this export button here. Don't worry about anything, that should be just set as default, and just press go. Now I'm coming up here and I'm going to save it to a file, save file. I'll just press OK, and it's finished. I'll just go and grab it. Number 29. I'll open it in the folder, and I will right click and take it out of there. So I use cut, and I'm going to put it in my, when I find it, the folder, aren't I? Now where is it? Here it is here. Now we're going to put it in the backup database section, and we're going to put it in here, paste it in here. So there it is in there. So when we go into our new HostGator database section and we want to import it, we can import it from this folder here. Okie doke. So moving right along, I think we can do that next. Before we do that, we'll look at setting up our FTP for our HostGator domain name that we're shifting. So what we do is we go up into File and we go to Site Manager, and we go to New. So we put our name in there. So what I've done is put shorten name in there, and I put HG on the end of it so a reference. It's HostGator. So in here, put that FTP and that details I was showing you before, which I can't shift and have a look at now. So what I'll do is I'll come back to that. I'll put them in, and you put in here we put this at normal, and we'll put our username in there and our password in there, and any comments like 25th 06/12, that's the date it was organized, established here. So I'll put that in there, pause the video and put that in there, and we'll come back, because then you won't see the passwords and anything like that. Okay, so we'll be back soon. So there you go. If you put the host name in here, FTP dot, and the URL name, your domain name, and you put your username in there and you put your password in there, and you just press connect, and it's successfully connected. So you can press on there, remote site. You can move these up and down here, and as you can see in here, public HTML, there's nothing in here. So we transfer the backed up section into here. So that's just the FTP, and we'll do that later. after we've done the we've got to download all the information yet from the Bluehost hosting company before we can upload it to our new hosting company. So we'll get into that in another section. So we're all about the database so far. So what I've done is closed my FTP FileZilla down and reopening it again for my Blue hosting company, which is my sites are here. So we're opening that up, and because it's an add-on domain, it's a little bit different than the HostGator one, which are all separate. So I find the public HTML, open that up, click the cross here, and what we're looking at is P one here, and we're going to download all those files to the backup and click that cross there, and here they all are here. Right, so that's on the hosting company. So we go back to our computer side and our hard drive and our websites, and we find this one here, postpartum fix, and we click on that because we want to go to our HostGator folder, and of course we want to go to our backup folder of FTP. So we go to that. So that's empty, so we're going to put all these from the hosting company into here, and that's in your backup file, so we can transfer them over later. So click on that and hold the shift key down, scroll down, click on this bottom one here, and it's all highlighted. Right click and download, and away it goes. Now what we're doing here is it's downloading, and to give you an indication, this depends how many files and how big your site is. It can take anything from 30 minutes to 2 hours or anything like that. So we'll pause the video and we'll come back when it's finished. So while we're waiting for all that to download, what we're going to do is go in, organize our database to be uploaded to our new hosting company. So I'll go down to my notepad here and I'll find that URL, and we'll paste that URL. Grab your URL that's got cPanel on the end of it, so put that in there, postpartumdepressionfix.com cPanel, press enter, and what we come to is the cPanel of our new hosting company, well, for our new domain name of postpartum main domain, postpartum depression, up there. And there's a cPanel. Now we can alter these things around. I like to put this file up the top here, see, and I want to get my database and my file. See the database, see how I hover over that bar here and the cross comes. So just left click and hold it and just move it, and we'll put it there just for now so we can keep things. See, you want files, you want database, email's okay, database is alright there. Preferences, we don't need this, we can push this way down to advanced. Software can bring that up if we want to, because if we were installing a new, and yeah, that's about right. If we're installing a new domain, a new word, we're transferring this particular one, but if we're in brand new installation, we want to install WordPress, we will be using that Fantastico to install WordPress. So in this particular case, we're on our database, we want to import our new database, so we click on our database here, that icon, and it comes around. So we've got to create the database yet. So what I'll do is because we haven't got those details yet, so I'll create a new database, and then we'll come back. I'll pause the video because we're going to have passwords and everything like that. So I'll put the database name in here, and I'll just put part post. That'll hang on, I've got two R's in there. So that'll be the new database name. So we'll put in our details where it asks for database name. Then the username will be the same again. I'll just copy that. And that's our username. Cannot be longer than 7 characters. There you go. So what I'll do here, take that out and copy it again and paste it back in. And we've got 2 ticks, so that's alright. So I've got to copy my database name and keep it in the details in my notepad, which is on the side now, which you can't see. So I've got to get this whole name here and the underscore. Got to have all the details, and I'm just placing it in the database name on my notepad, and the username's the same thing, so I'll do that as a username in my details. And now the password, I can generate a password. So what I'll do is pause the video and we'll come back, and when we generate the password we can click on create a user. So we'll just hang on a sec. So I've clicked on generate password and it brings up the password like this. So you control copy, put that in your notepad, and then click this, tick this here, I've generated it, and then click on use password. So just, I'll be back in a sec. So here we go, I've clicked on it and it's dropped it in there, and it's very strong, and we can create user. So we click on this create user, we don't worry about that, and I'll blank the password out, go back. It's telling me there are no databases associated with your account. So let's go back to the home page, the cPanel. Now we'll do this again. Let's have another go, see what's happening here. We'll put that in there. I know what's happening. Just made a little mistake, so I will just put that in there like that. Click the details again. Create database. I probably didn't click this button before. Create database. Created database. Added the database. Post par. Go back. Right, we're only allowed one database in here. So now we've created the database. That's what I didn't do before. And then we got to have a username. So we'll use the same one as before. And then we do our password thing again. Generate our password. So generate, save it. Just saving that into my notepad. I tick that I've copied it. Use password. So we're using a password. Now we've got to press create. Don't forget, create user. We don't want that. So we've created a user with that password. Go back again. Click on that. Now we have to click this button here called add the user to this user and database. So we click on add user, and we come to this little window here, and we click all privileges, click all that, and say make changes, and now go back. I'll click that off. So now we have a database, and we have a user for the database. Now we're right. So what I can do here is I can click on this. I can put the old password in here and put a new password in there. See? So that's what you can do. But for this video, seeing I was recording it, So I'll pause it now and create a new password and save all the details, because we recorded the original password on the screen. So I'll be back in a sec. So I've done that, changed the password, so now we can move right along to where we were before and importing the database to our new hosting company. So we go home and we go to down in the databases, PHP My Admin. Click on that. Wait for it to come up. And here's our database here. And there's nothing in there. So we go and import. We'll find like before, find our database. Here, open. And then we press go. We'll wait for that to come through. Then we get this bit up here, import being successfully finished, 69 queries. And here's our database here. So we've shifted our old database, our database from Bluehost hosting company to our HostGator reseller account hosting company. So that's that section there. And then what we can do, so we've got our database in here. Now all we have to do is upload our site through our FTP. So we'll do that next. I'll bring over my FileZilla. So we got to go into our new. So we just make sure we just organize that. Click up here, connecting. Are we in the right? We're in the old hosting company. So we got to click off that. Click out of that FTP and we'll bring it back again, because we've got to be in our new section. So we want to be in our new one. So we click on postpartum depression and it brings up our new hosting FTP section from our HostGator. So we click on public HTML and there's nothing in here. So we check our backup. So we're in postpartum. This is our hard drive depression and this is our backup. Just make sure we got everything here. And I've got to change a config file first. So I've got to go into that. So I'm in my folder here, my HostGator postpartum depression. So we go to our backup, our site. There's all those folders should be in there now. And then we've got to scroll through and find WP config. So click on that and go open it in a text document, edit whatever you're editing in. I'll use Dreamweaver, but any edit software. I'll open that up like that and I'll bring it across so we can view it. It's on the other screen. So open that up. So what we got to find is in our section here, we've got to find database name. That's the old one. Database user. So from our details, what we saved in our notepad in our database section, we're going to put the username in and the password in, then the database name. So what I'll do is I'll do that, and then what we do is save it and it goes back in before we upload it. So I'll pause the video while this is happening somewhere. Lost the pause button. So here we're back again. We WP config, I've changed it on this particular date at that particular time, so it's corresponding. So it did save. So I'll put that aside and then we wake this up again. Got to restart it. Successful. So we're away. Right, so what we'll do here is we'll do this config bin, hold the shift key down and click on that, and then do that again. Right click, upload, and we're uploading. So I'll pause the video because that will take a little while to do, then we'll come back and see what happens. Okay, here we are, we're back again. Our site is uploaded to our server from our backup folder. Remember, we were in our backup folder and we put the site, uploaded the site to the server. Now what we could do is go to a server, so we'll bring over a server, a browser, we will, and we will paste in postpartum depression fix and press the button, and our site should be loading up in here. So this is our site. Here we are, our page is loaded and we're on the blog tab. So this is our site that we've transferred from our Bluehost company to our HostGator company. So this is a video on shifting your site from one hosting company to another. So everything's intact and it's a WordPress site. It's got its AdSense in there already as well. So recapping, a little recap is we went to our Bluehost, transferred our data, we went to our hosting company, and then we transferred our data over to, exported it over to our folders in our information we have in website folders on our hard drive. Then we went to our postpartum HostGator section in there, PHP MyAdmin, and imported all the data. Then of course we went to our FileZilla hosting, Bluehost, our FileZilla FTP section, and under Bluehost we uploaded everything or downloaded everything to our folder, our backup folder in our postpartum depression website folders. And once that was all done, we went back in and fired up FileZilla again under our FileZilla hosting account, and then proceeded to upload it to our hosting company, which is all there. And of course we have our database in there as well, in all our folders. And then of course we check it to see if it works, and everything's honky-dory. So this is all there is about transferring your files from one hosting company, your website, a WordPress website, from one hosting company to another hosting company. So it's Bruce D. Stewart here, signing off now from authoritysitenomad.com. Hope this is helpful for you, and hoping to catch you in another video sometime soon. Bye for now.